All right, 12:15 on this Monday. Of course, here with Scott Haney. It's been quite a morning.
It has been quite a morning. We went on the air early for you just to make sure you got off to your destination safely. And this morning's commute, not so bad. The evening commute and tomorrow morning's commute could be quite treacherous as more snow is expected to come down.
And we've been tracking all morning long the transition line from snow to an icy mix of sleet and freezing rain to even just a cold rain for parts of the state.
I saw it all on my way in this morning. It started off as a little bit of rain, then it went to sleet, then it went to snow, and then it went to freezing rain as I drove into the parking lot here in Rocky Hill. So different types of precipitation. But now we're going to start to see a little bit of a transition over to more snow than anything else.
And if you've yet to see much in the way of snow, you will certainly see some before this storm wraps up. So here's a check at early warning pinpoint Doppler. We'll take you in and around the greater Hartford area, show you exactly what we're dealing with here, where I've got a good amount of snow coming down, those darker shades of blue moving from southeast to northwest. So intermittent type of bands of snow this afternoon, but do want to also take you into the shoreline where we currently have that transition working from Branford through Guilford into Madison and Clinton. So the greens, of course, represent the rain. The shade of purple represent where we've got the mix, and then, of course, the blue representing the snow. So that's the line that's been pushing southeastward over the past several hours. So, Scott, temperatures at or below freezing in many communities.
Yeah, and we have actually been seeing these numbers come down just a little bit. I remember this morning we had a four-way tie of 37 degrees along the shoreline, now at 36 in Bridgeport, still 37 in New Haven, 34 in Chester, 36 in Groton. So the numbers have been coming down. And that's why you're going to start to see that transition over from even some rain to some sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, and then to snow. And the further inland you go, the temperatures are hovering right around that freezing mark. Now, there is a bit of a breeze out there. It is out of the north, and these are sustained anywhere from 8 to 20 miles an hour, and that's going to make it feel a little bit colder out there. So while you're out there doing the cleaning, I know I was just outside. I was walking around trying to get my hat and gloves out of my ice-coated car, and it's chilly out there. 18 degrees the real feel in Salisbury, Torrington at 18. Everybody else is in the low to mid 20s in terms of the real feel. iCams, you can see the liquid on the lens. This is our Torrington view. You can see the snow is coming down there very nicely, very gingerly, but it is expected to pick up. Hartford, a little bit more of the same. You can see the flakes flying around there. A little liquid, maybe a little bit of ice on our New Haven iCam. You can see very little accumulation, but you guys are expecting a little bit of snow as we move through the afternoon. And our new London iCam, showing mostly overcast conditions, a little bit of a lull right there, but you guys are also expecting a little bit more in the way of snow. For more on the circulation of the storm and where it's headed and where it is now, Mark Dixon, take it away.
All right, so Scott, we've been watching the storm approach from the west. It started in the Rockies, went through the Northern Plains and the Great Lakes. It's transferring its energy off the East Coast. And notice off the coast of New Jersey, some intensification there and the little counterclockwise churn to the animation. That's where we're seeing an area of low pressure develop, and that's going to further enhance our potential for more precipitation that's going to be more widespread and at times heavier this afternoon. We could get some bands of snow going that could exceed an inch an hour of snow rates. So we're going to be watching that as it takes a track to the southeast of the Cape and Islands. So Futurecast looking at tomorrow's weather today at the noon hour. You'll see that intensification down to our south and how the snow fills back in here across southern New England. And that will be the case through 7 o'clock tonight and points thereafter. So there you can see at, say, 11 o'clock, any sort of liquid precipitations well to the east of Connecticut. It's all the blues here within our borders. So it is going to be ending as snow. And again, we could get some bursts and some bands of heavier snow through the evening and overnight hours. By 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, the back edge of the snow is beginning to clear Connecticut, and the clouds will be eroding at least points thereafter, with at least some partial clearing tomorrow afternoon. So given what we know now, we could see, generally speaking, across the state an additional, say, 3 to maybe even upwards of 6 inches of snow, bringing us totals of 2 to 4 for southeast Connecticut, 4 to 8 as you get closer to the 84 quarter, this lighter shade of blue. The darker shade of blue, we could see 6 to 12 inches with perhaps some locally higher amounts into northern Litchfield County, northwestern Hartford County near the Massachusetts border. So on our 7-day forecast, again, some clearing tomorrow afternoon, windy, upper 30s, near 40 on Wednesday. Dry weather on Thursday. Friday, another cold front moves through. Before it gets here, we reach the 40s. Behind it, highs on Saturday only in the 30s, wind chill values in the teens and 20s. And for Sunday, perhaps rebounding to 40 or better after starting the day in the teens, and shoreline highs at or above 40 for the next several days.